Uh, we'll start with microprocessor introduction. And to know microprocessor, we have to understand two basic concepts. One is digital, and other is our typical C language. If we talk about microprocessor, then we are very clear that we should be very clear about digital concept. By saying digital concept, we mean to say binary, and on the other hand, we have C language by which the processor is being coded. Now, when I say all this may become very tough, sound very tough to you, but we have to go first to the concepts very clearly, and then we'll go to the topic. So, in one hand, we talk about binary. So, introduction of what is microprocessor. First, we have to know. I'd like to discuss first microprocessor and microcomputer architecture. See, the figure shows there is one CPU, central processing unit. That is our main concern in this topic. Another topic is memory, and you have some input and you have some output. All these four are being connected by three buses. One is data bus, one is control bus, and one is address bus. That means the buses are nothing but transporter conductors which can take 0 1 signals, means positive high and negative high. To understand this more, we would like to start with a typical topic of digital electronics foundation. Once we are clear about the foundation of digital electronics, then we can understand it much better. See, you have an electrical circuit like this, logic gate, what we say logic gate, and you have a battery connection here and a bulb. And you consider this off. When it is off, this is to be 0, and when it is on, this is to be equal to 1. If you consider like this, the bulb off, see, there are two cases. One is switch and another is bulb. This is called input. We are giving it, so this is input, and the bulb is the output. Bulb is the output. That means there can be a case, suppose I consider the input to be switch, and I want to know how output will work according to my input. So suppose say input is off, the bulb is also off. Input is on, the bulb is also on. That means logic is going very clear in this, that input and output are behaving similarly. But now let us take an example. Switch is like this and the bulb is like this, parallel connection, and bulb is here, battery, bulb and switch. So this is my output, this is my input, and this is battery. If you consider this, let me make the table again. I give input and output here. See, for example, if input is 0, means off, all power will transmit through the bulb and the bulb will be 1, that is output is 1. When you switch on this becomes 1, and this is short circuit, so all currents from the battery will prefer to go through the switch instead of bulb, because bulb will provide some resistance, and in return you get some value here to be 0 because bulb will be off. That means this is a type of gate and this is another type of gate. This type of gate we call as NOT gate, because if you say yes in the input, you get no in the output, and if you say no in the input, you get yes in the output. This type of gate is called NOT gate, and we symbolize this in the circuit diagram like this. This is the symbol of NOT gate. So these foundations of digital electronics helps us to understand the 0 1 concept and how actually our system works in a computer. Now see, for example, when I say this bus, this data bus, control bus, address bus, or input output, now you can see, now we know input is nothing but the switch and output is nothing but the bulb. Memory I'll discuss later. That also stores 0 1 concept. We have some simple meaning of to understand memory with 0 1, and CPU is our main processor unit and central processing unit, and that also gives you input and output both in 0 1 0 1 0 1 all this time. So whenever you talk about 0 1, it has to be under, everything is transmitted in terms of 0 and 1. And once you talk about 0 and 1, that means we are very clear, this data bus also is carrying 0 and 1, means when it is off, nothing is being carried, and when it is 1, something is being carried. So we need to have proper management to transmit all these data. Data is also here in the 0 1 state, and the main summary of a microprocessor is control bus, because through control bus we dictate when something to be taken and when something to be not. So this is nothing but a circuit I shown you in the digital slide right now. It's all the same, but the problem is this, here we talk more elaborately, we do a very good management of the situation, and that management makes our computer work very smoothly. So actually microprocessor, when we discuss, we start with 8085 microprocessor, but in many university in recent syllabus we have first is 8085 microprocessor, we call it MUP in short, but this has been removed from syllabus of many universities. So what we do now, we normally give 8086. The basic difference, 8086 microprocessor is, basic difference is this, we manage this much, this is also a circuit, this is also a circuit, but when you talk about my 8085, our managerial skill is not so efficient as that of 8086 microprocessor. Method is same. So while explaining 8086, I'll give more emphasis to 8086, as most of the universities in recent syllabus they have removed 8085, but 8085 is essential to understand foundation of 8086. So we cannot simply deny 8085 though it has been removed. So we'll talk about 80. This is nothing but, no hi-fi word, this is nothing but a circuit, and this is also nothing but a circuit. This is nothing but a IC, integrated circuit of 40 pin, and this is also an integrated circuit of 40 pin. So you can imagine that 40 pin, this is also 40 pin, and this is also 40 pin, and if with 40 pin the efficiency is increasing, then we must have managed very properly. That is most important to understand. So this is the beginning. So what I'll do, C language I'll give only basics, because before C language what is used here is assembly language, and we use assembly language to understand the implement that in our machine. There's three things we must understand in understanding the concepts. For example, suppose say you talk about the machine language, let's talk about the digital side I discussed. Let me briefly discuss about the language side, how it works. Actually, when I talk about languages, we know at one go I said C language. Actually, C language is not everything. C language is not everything. We talk about the basic is our 0 and 1, as I told in switch. We discuss only every language in 0 and 1, but 0 and 1 is typically applicable to your machine. Suppose say I want to give our microprocessor command to write A. Let's now speak very simple words. I press A in my keyboard, and we have designated for A, suppose, just for example, we mean in 4-bit 1001 is A, and for B, suppose I mean to say we have designated 0110 is B. Then we can write Abba above will be a 16-bit. You can see for 4-bit 001 for A, and then next is 0110, and B is again 0110, and A is again 01001. So this is the meaning of ABBA. We can transmit this 01 means we simply switch on at this, switch off at this, switch off at this, switch on again, switch off, switch on, switch on, switch off, switch off, switch on, switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off, switch off, and switch on. That means these many, and in limited time, of course, that we'll discuss in machine cycle. Very important term is machine cycle, we'll discuss later. But remember, if I am to write ABBA and I have to give all switch on, the frequency, the tendency, the time taken will be very high if I do it manually. So we translate these binary codes, we call them binary codes, to machine code. We call it machine code. So we call this as machine code, and this machine code is being further, because machine code is also not meant for everyone. Only technical people can handle machine code. We do mnemonics, we'll discuss this while discussing microprocessor, but this is for normal human being, normal people, those who are not from electronics background. Even they can handle C language. So C language is the only language right now, till now, which can be directly installed, which is very close to machine. It's high level language, we call it high level language, but even then it can be directly close to the machine language, and it is being used. This is foundation of all languages, so we can go by C language to directly interpret into machine language. The thing which converts is machine language to binary is called as assembler. We have a circuit or software that is run by C language, and that actually converts your machine language code to this. So we have 3 steps. If we write something in English, suppose say we type something in English, normal language, that is being interpreted by C language to machine language, and machine code is again converted to binary, because circuit, the microprocessor is circuit, it won't understand anything else other than your binary. So this is now interpreted, converted to binary, and then your machine also gives in binary, some other maybe interpretation in binary, that is again reconverted back to machine code, and machine language is again converted to C language, and through C language we get the interpretation in English language. So this is how we start our 2-part C language program and digital implementation in understanding microprocessors. Thank you.